Hey Cam Fam! Welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry I wasn't here last weekend. I just needed to take care of my mental and physical health. But I am back, and before anything else, please make sure you're already subscribed to my channel and you've already clicked on that bell button so you're always notified whenever I have new videos like this one. All experience a lot of highs and lows during our time in quarantine. But one of the things that I've really seen boom during this quarantine is the amount of mga small businesses or home businesses, mga mom and pop businesses that have been popping out left and right. It's probably because we have so much more time now when we're at home, and also we want to earn that extra income because times are very, very uncertain right now. So I figured, why not make this, I feel like, useful. I would like to think it's a useful vlog. It might not be a patok sa takilya type of vlog. It's not your most requested vlog, but I thought of sharing some tips with you guys on how you can start a small business or even a small hobby business. It doesn't have to be a full-blown business. So this is me talking to you like a normal, non-businessy type of person on how you can start your own small hobby type of business that you want to do during our time in quarantine or even beyond. So okay, what business should you start? Tip number one actually answers this question. For me, when it comes to thinking about what business you should start, you should either be really passionate about this business. So let's say you're passionate about cooking, then you can start a cooking business, or you can go for what you think is needed in the market. What is that thing that's missing right now that you keep seeing people need? What is that need that you can fulfill? So it's either a need or a want. Want meaning what you want to do, what you're passionate about, a need, what the market needs. So choose between those two. What type of business do you want to start? Something you want or something that people need? Of course, when you think about this business, you have to also consider what's already out in the market, even if you're considering what you're passionate about or what you want. So for example, during quarantine, we saw a huge boom of sushi bake, which at the beginning was so good because if you were one of the first movers or the first small business owners that started sushi bake, then you probably benefited from this sushi bake boom so much. But if you're just about to start a sushi bake business now, then it's probably going to be harder for you to benefit or to profit from this business because it's already such a saturated market. There's already so many people that did it before you. There's already so many people that has done sushi bake. So you might have to think of something else or a different approach. Should it be a sushi bake? Why not put a spin to that sushi bake? Does it have to be sushi? Think of something else. For me personally, I actually also started a small, not business, but just a hobby on the side. I chose to produce something that I feel is not out in the market or is not specifically answering a need that I see. So I know that I've mentioned so many times to you guys about my COVID bag. So I made a Camille COVID bag. Sige na, huwag na. Ito lang yung joke. Anyways, I made not a COVID-friendly bag, parang naman pa kayo ganun, but a bag that I feel I would be comfortable using for the few times that I'm actually out. And also, my sister kasi, she goes out, she works a corporate job, and she's one of the people that is required to go to her office. So even in the beginning, when she was supposed to go to the office she kept looking for PVC bags, bags that she can easily disinfect because she didn't want to use any of her expensive bags. And yes, there are PVC bags out there. I mean, you've seen me use PVC bags. I've always recommended using PVC bags when you go out. It's not as hard to disinfect when it comes to fabric, but it just lacks certain aspects that I feel could still be improved on. Number one, I was raised by a strict conservative Chinese mother who's always thinking about theft-proof bags. Alam niyo yan. So I wanted to look for a PVC bag that had a zipper, and that's also one of the things my sister really wanted to look for. She really wanted a PVC bag that had a zipper. She found one online, but when it got delivered, it was so ugly. She didn't like it. She found it so poor quality, and it just didn't look like what she bought. And the price pa was high. Diba, Hobbs? How much was it?
It was high.
It was high. So hindi siya sulit kasi parang PVC bag ka lang mahal mo. And hindi ka pa magandang quality. Number one, so there, I wanted a safer PVC bag, so hopefully the one with a zipper. Number two, I wanted it to be roomy so that people who go to the office can actually use it. It could fit a laptop. Number three, I wanted it to be really simple and easy. I wanted it to have a simple pocket that would allow you to get something out of your bag and not really open your entire bag, because I'm so paranoid that I don't want opening and closing my bag so many times because every time I put my hand in there, germs go in, so, or like, COVID goes in. So I want to just have an easy access pocket. Or for example, you want to sanitize your hands first before you reach into the contents of your bag. At least you have an easy access pocket. Or another thing is that, you know how when you need to go out, you need to show your quarantine pass, right? So it's nice to have like a clear bag where your quarantine pass is like placed inside that easy access pocket. So you just show, you don't have to like let them hold it or anything, it's seen there. So that's why I wanted like that easy access part of the PVC bag. And lastly, I know there are also like really fashionable chic PVC bags, but they're usually mixed with some other type of material, most of them fabric, and I really didn't want to mix any type of fabric with the bag because nga, in my head, the fabric part, you still need to disinfect it, right? So I really wanted something that's easy to disinfect. And although some people might say, pwede mo naman i-UV light na lang yan or something, I still feel like it's a different kind of disinfecting if I actually see me spraying that thing with disinfectant and then wiping it all out. Parang feeling ko natatalo sa COVID. So yeah, that's why I started this small hobby, which I will show you later. Tip number 2 muna. So let's make myself an example, okay? So I wanted to answer a certain need that I feel is needed in the market. So what's tip number 2? Tip number 2 is to research how feasible your business is. So how feasible is it? Are suppliers readily available? Can you have a place to look for these suppliers? Is it feasible for you to do this business? For example, if you're a baking business, do you already have the appliances or do you still need to buy some of these appliances? Like, is it the right time for you to have a capital-heavy type of business if you don't have the appliances back? So just research how feasible this business is because we all have these bright ideas that come to us, but we also have to consider how feasible this truly is, even though it's just like a small hobby you want. A small hobby, yes, but at the end of the day, it's still a business and you still want to profit, so you have to make sure that it's very, very feasible. So that's what we did. We went out and searched for suppliers. Actually, not we, Yoni lang. Yoni looked for suppliers and saw na parang, okay, is it feasible? Because I told him that if I wanted to produce this bag, I wanted it to be cheap and accessible. I wanted to be really, really accessible to not only CamFam, but to everyone else. So I wanted to look for a supplier that can really produce. I had no idea how much it is to produce PVC bags or the certain type of design I want for the PVC bag. Or if it's possible to produce these colors, is it possible to produce with this material? So we really had to research first. Okay, now that you know it's feasible, tip number 3 is canvas. Canvas different suppliers for your materials. Let's say if you're a home baker or you're a plant seller, canvas. Do not just, okay, I found a plant seller and I want to buy from this. Search for different suppliers and compare prices. Okay, this supplier is cheaper when it comes to this supplier is cheaper when it comes to this, so that you can compare your costs also and you can compare the quality. Like for us naman, we canvas different suppliers. Like how much is it to produce this bag? And we gave them all the same design, and then how long is your lead time and how much is it, what materials do you have available, what colors do you have available. So you have to canvas so that you find the right fit. Don't just settle with the first one. For example, if you want to produce, let's say, clothes and you know a mananahe, you have to canvas the cheapest supplier that you can get. Like who can manufacture it, the cheapest or the best for you, like cheapest but good quality for you. So you always still have to canvas. Don't settle with just one. You have to ask around so you know. So now that you've canvassed your suppliers, you've probably chosen the one. Do not go straight in. My tip number 4 is make samples first. Always sample, because I've experienced this also with Coexist when I was still a designer, and when we used to produce for RTW, pag di ka talaga nag-sample, naku, most of the time there's really something that goes wrong. And even when you sample, there's still things that might go wrong. So it's so much more important for you to make a sample first. And also, so wala rin surprise cost. Like the supplier is not gonna tell you na, oh, your cost pala is higher because it's this. And you produce everything na. So di ka na makano. At least when they sample, everything's clear. All the corrections are made with the supplier side, your side. Or if, for example, you don't have a supplier but you're a baker, let's say a home baker, a home cook, sample first your dishes before you automatically make your menu. You have to still sample your products and see like, okay, is this cost effective? Like if I want to produce this type of cake, how much does it actually cost? So at least you can see the proper costing for that particular dish that you're making. So it's always important to sample first. And also taste test, diba? Para makita mo rin if you're consistent na with the taste and everything else. So I will give you a concrete example of my sampling. Are you ready? I'm gonna show you my product. Okay guys, this is just a small hobby that I want to share. It's no Balenciaga or like Louis Vuitton or Dior Prada. It's just really an easy, convenient bag that I feel is needed, and It's just something that I personally am looking for and I really wanted to use now during these times that I am paranoid and want to disinfect. Ta-da! So these are what we call the clarity bags. We chose 2 colorways and I produced them in clear and one naman in tan. So we only have 2 colors. We're producing them in limited quantities only. And this is the easy access pocket I was talking about. So this is our easy access pocket. Both bags have this really profound writing here that says things. So the tan version has things in white and then the clear version naman has things in red. So it's an easy access bag and it goes like really wide here at the bottom. I wanted it to be like a paper bag shape. So ganyan siya. And then the straps naman are adjustable because you can just simply adjust the knot here. I am also thinking about my petite friends kasi who doesn't want like a long strap. And it has a zipper. It's a plastic zip so it's easy to clean as well. And yeah, it's just a really simple bag. So ito yung final product na nakikita niyo, right? The sample looked like this. Are you ready? Point, point, point. It's so problematic. I don't want to say ugly. It's so problematic. I mean, first of all, we were considering kasi if we were to do clear lang or clear plus black. But then we saw the black and it's like really ugly as F. And then we saw the quality of the PVC. It wasn't as thick as what we wanted. Just a lot of different details like the shape. Also, we didn't like the shape. We didn't like how this part was sewed, like that the zip is not in. So although there are bags that do this, for me personally, I just felt na it looks like it's unfinished. So I really wanted to find a way for this to look more like cleaner, more polished. And then also, this pocket was just not working. I just felt as if it just looked so poor quality yung pagkatahe. And then the zipper in silver is just kind of weird. It's just a lot of different weird stuff. So look at how the sample looks and how our actual product now looks. It's so different. It's a huge difference. One is so much more stylish, so much more functional, and the other one is just, I don't know. So yeah, see, if we did sample and we just sent them, let's say, our drawing, our design, and then the measurements, it would have been a huge problem for us. So it's good that we sampled first. We were also able to adjust our design. Like, okay, it's not working in this part. Let's fix it, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, sample first. Tip number 5. I feel like a lot of people forget to do this, especially because it's just a mom and pop business or it's just like a sideline, a hobby. You still have to take all your costs into account, not just the cost of goods. So for us, it's not just the cost of the bag. It's also the cost of shipping the bag to the customer, let's say, or the cost of shipping the products to us from our supplier. Also, you have to consider the packaging, like what kind of packaging do you want? Kasama rin dapat sa cost mo yun. So if you're a baker, you don't just account for, let's say, the cost of ingredients. You also have to account for the electricity. I mean, you can't really make a exact computation, right? But you have to put a figure in kasi you're technically using your electricity also. And then you also have to think of, let's say, the gas that you use to, let's say, travel from one point to another to get like a different material or to deliver. So these are the things that you have to account for. Like all the things that you normally not spend for or not do, but you're doing because of the business. So all of this you have to account for. And you have to put that into your costing, not just your cost of goods or materials. Tip number 6, down. You already have your costing, you've already got your product already, you're ready to sell. Before you do, survey your product with your friends. Sa akin baliktad actually, the product wasn't still available, but before I started it, I asked around with my friends, like, is it important to you to have a zipper? Is it important to you to have like a easy access pocket? Is it important to you to have a bigger bag than a smaller bag? Those kinds of things. So if, for example, you're producing, let's say, sportswear, you ask your friends, like, what do you look for in a sportswear? Like, activewear, like, what are you still looking for? Those type of things. If you're a baker, send food to your friends. Ask them, like, what do you think? Is it good? Is it too salty? Is it too sweet? So parang your friends and family become your focus group type of thing. Sila na yung parang reviewers mo or sample mga testers mo. So at least you already have kind of a feel of the market. Not really the market, but at least you get your first impressions from your family and friends. And you can still tweak before you officially launch to other people. And for our last tip, time to sell! Sell to your family and friends. You don't have to sell right away to the big guns. You also don't have to advertise right away to the big guns. I feel like everyone starts to go right away and spending on Instagram ads or Facebook ads, or you want to spend right away on your favorite content creator and you want them to like blog about you and stuff like that. You don't need big connections to start your small business. word of mouth is the best way to advertise. So start with your family and friends, and word of mouth will just follow. Everyone's gonna be automatically supported because they are your family and friends. They'll post on their socials, their friends of friends will see it. So that's already good enough. That's already good enough marketing for a small business or for a small hobby. If you do want to go for influencer marketing and you want to reach out to your favorite influencer, you want them to help post on their Instagram stories and stuff like that, my suggestion is, even though a lot of them offer stories for free, my suggestion is don't target the same influencer or content creator group. So let's say you already reached out to this person, don't reach out to their barkada or to their best friend na. Kasi cost mo pa rin yun eh. When you send something, that still costs you money. So go reach out to a different set of content creators na. So get one from, let's say, group number A. So group number A of content creators, magbabarkada sila. Okay, I choose these 2 people from there. You don't have to send it to all 6 of them or to all 7 or to all 10 of them. And then you choose again from this group na feeling mo, iba yung target market nito, iba yung followers na nare-reach ng grupong to. So you contact this naman so that you make the most of what you send, because then the people that you send products to, their markets don't really overlap. So every single time they post about your product, it's always a new set of eyes that see your product. It's not the same people all over again. But if you want to send to everyone, okay rin naman. Kung meron kang budget, go for it. So yeah, so these are my clarity bags, and we're already starting to accept pre-orders for them. Their regular price will be 325 pesos each. So, di ba, okay yung price ko. 325 pesos each. But if you pre-order, you can actually avail of our pre-order promo. If you pre-order anytime from now until September 30, you can get this bag for 295 pesos. If you want to purchase both the clear and the tan, you can get it for 550 pesos during the pre-order time lang. So only until September 30. And then if you order October 1 onwards na, it's gonna be regular price, which is again 325 pesos for one. If you wanna order the bundle, then you can get it for 600 pesos. So yan siya. You can order through Shop It's Camille on Instagram. I'm gonna put a link down below. And yeah, I hope that you guys support. And it's really, really useful and convenient. And it's just perfect. Yeah. Moving on. So that's it for my tips for your small business or your hobby business, your sideline. As you can see, I didn't really touch on the branding side because I feel like that's a totally different set of tips, and that's a really mahabang usapan ulit siya. And it's not something that I want to focus on now. I'm just thinking about, our everyday people who just want to start small sideline while they're home and they have more time. So I hope that my tips helped, and I hope that you guys learned something from this vlog. If you have any questions that you want me to answer, or if you have any more tips that you also want to share to the rest of our camp fam, then please leave a comment below and give me a thumbs up. I'll see you guys on my next vlog. Oh, brave, I really announced it. I have a next vlog.